It's 2:17 a.m. The house is silent. No hum from the heater, no glow from the outlets. The power is gone. And outside, the temperature is dropping fast. This is the moment most people aren't prepared for. Not the storm, not the outage, but the night, when the cold feels louder, decisions feel heavier, and mistakes cost more. During the day, cold is an inconvenience. At night, it's dangerous. Your body temperature naturally drops, and homes lose heat faster than anyone expects. Most advice stops at bundle up. That's not enough, because staying warm isn't just about creating heat, it's about stopping heat loss. And that's where survival begins. First, stop the bleeding. Your house is losing warmth through every window, every crack under the door. So before you try to create heat, you must contain it. Close off unused rooms. Block drafts with towels or clothes. Cover your windows, even with cardboard or blankets. You're not making the house warm, you're making it smaller. And smaller spaces are easier to survive in. Second, turn your bed into a heat capsule. At night, your bed is your strongest weapon. Layer it. Mattress, sheet, a blanket, another blanket, even coats on top. You're trapping air. That's the entire goal. Wear dry socks and cover your head. Your body loses a massive amount of heat there. You're not just sleeping, you're hibernating on purpose. Third, heat the body, not the room. Trying to warm an entire room without power is an exhausting, losing battle. Instead, if you're not alone, sit close together. Use blankets to create a small tent or a heat pocket around yourselves. Your body is the furnace. The only trick is not letting that heat escape. People often freeze not because it's too cold, but because they spread their warmth too thin. Fourth, move just enough. Stillness makes you colder, but too much movement makes you sweat, and sweat kills warmth. Every hour or so, just stand up, stretch, do a few slow squats. The goal is circulation, not exhaustion. Warm blood keeps your fingers working, and working fingers mean you have options. Fifth, use water the right way. Water holds heat much longer than air. If you have any access to warm water, fill bottles or containers, wrap them in a cloth, and place them near your core or your feet. Even lukewarm water acts like a thermal battery, stabilizing your temperature. It's not dramatic, it's just quietly effective. Sixth, eat before you sleep. Your body burns fuel to create heat. A small snack before bed, especially fats or carbs, gives your internal furnace something to burn through the night. You're not eating for comfort, you're eating for thermal survival. And the final hack, number 7, stay ahead of the morning. The worst time to make a plan is when you're already freezing. Before you try to sleep, lay out your warmest clothes for the morning. Keep shoes and a light source right next to your bed. Morning will be colder than night. If you wake up prepared, you stay in control. If you wake up scrambling, the cold wins ground fast. Cold doesn't attack all at once. It waits, it drains, it convinces you that everything is fine until it's not. When the power vanishes at night, survival isn't about panic. It's about calm decisions made early. Contain the heat, protect the body, think ahead, because warmth isn't something you find in an emergency. It's something you keep.